system pyramid here. Not quite the full top, but second one down. We're targeting that 1 to 4 minute maximum power output kind of effort here. So work to rest ratio on these is typically 1 to 3 or sometimes 4, meaning if we're going to be doing, say, 15-second intervals, you're going to have about a 45-second recovery. We're going to be doing a 30-second interval, so she'll have 90 seconds recovery, and then we'll also be doing a 1-minute interval, training our 4-minute power, and getting a 3-minute recovery. So it's quite a bit of recovery, a lot more recovery compared to the amount of work you're doing. Reason being is the work you're doing is super, super intense. We're above that kind of zone 5. We're kind of ranging between 130 to upwards of 190% of your FTP, so nearly doubling FTP for the 15-second versions. So this is definitely high intensity, high quality work that requires a fair bit amount of recovery in between so you can repeat those and keep it going. All right, so in our training session protocols, we typically do the short ones first, so the high power ones first. We're training that 1-minute power, breaking it into 4 15-second intervals with 45 seconds recovery in between. If you're using slope mode or a standard trainer, you're going to shift down into a fairly substantial gear because you're going to get on top of that gear at, when you're nearly doubling FTP power pretty quickly. If you're in erg mode, you can set it to that 190% if you like, based if you're using erg mode off of your FTP. Then we're just going to have her do one of the 15 seconds to demonstrate. Then we're going to do a 30-second one. That's training our 2-minute power. So 4 by 30 seconds, a 2-minute power, which is right around that 160-ish% of FTP. And definitely, again, getting high quality work. And then we're going to do a 1-minute interval, which is a little lower intensity, but still quite high, around 130% FTP, training that 4-minute power. So this is anaerobic power. They're short. They're high power, but they're short enough that, especially the 15-second one, you really don't, by the time it starts to kind of hurt, you're done with it. 30-second one, you have to stay a little bit more focused. And that 1-minute one, you got to hang tough for the second 30 seconds of the 60. It starts to catch up with you. But being broken down into quarters, it's very manageable. All right, so enough talking. I'll get the timer going here so we can demonstrate this. We'll have Kathy get ready. So she's getting into gear. Our countdown timer would be going. She's going to hit it hard for 15 seconds. She, like most people, prefers to stand up for these to really get up on top of that gear because it's such a short interval. You want to get up there quickly and have it done. So we'll have you start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she's off. It's going to take you a couple seconds to wind up on that gear. She's upwards of about 190% of FTP. Right around her 1-minute maximum power. She's got 3, 2, 1, and done. So now she would have 45 seconds to recover. You can shift to an easier gear if you like, or you can just stay in that same gear and just pedal real slowly while you catch your breath. Then you don't have to shift again. You can just kind of like soft pedal and then hit it again. So she would have, in theory, another 30 seconds here or so, and then she would repeat it for her 3, 4, or 5 reps, whatever's in the protocol for that day's session. I'm going to let her recover a little bit. After you have done your 3, 4, or 5 times 15 seconds intervals, then you get a nice 4, 5, 6 minute break to use freshen up, use the restroom, drink some water, and get more of a substantial recovery in between the sets of the intervals. So the second set of the interval, we train our 2-minute power in 30-second increments. Again, you're going to do 3, 4, or 5 of these depending on where you are in the training phase. We're targeting around 160%, so the interval's twice as long as the first set that she did, but it's also a little bit less power, okay? But still very powerful. All right, so she's going to get in gear. She's ready, so 3, 2, 1, go. So she's got 30 seconds here to hang tough. She likes to stand up. A lot of people do for that first 5 seconds to kind of get up on top of the gear. Shift is needed to stay into that power zone that you're looking for. Heart rate is going to be a little bit irrelevant here because the intervals are so short, about halfway through. that your heart rate's not going to really catch up till nearly the end, especially the 15 and 30 second ones. Got 5 more seconds to hold it. 3, 2, 1, and done. So you'd hit your lap button and catch your breath. She'd have 90 seconds now to recover after the 30-second interval, and then she would repeat 2, 3, or 4 more times depending on the protocol of the day. So definitely higher as the duration gets longer, it allows your heart rates to get higher, but really as a greater picture, the power is more what we're training here rather than heart rate, because there's too much of a lag there with the heart rate. If you only have heart rate at your disposal, you're going to have to go more by feel. We're talking about the 15-second version being probably kind of like a 9.5 out of a 10 type of effort. The 30-second version at your 2-minute power might be more like around a 9 out of a 10, and then the 1 minute at your 4-minute power version might be like a 8.5 to 9 out of 10 type of effort. So it's near the top of the scale, RPE scale, not quite like a true all-out sprint. We'll get to that in the next one. All right, so she's done her multiple rounds of the 30-second one. She's had a little extra rest to fully recover. And we're going to finish this video off with one of the 1-minute intervals. So 1-minute intervals training your 4-minute power, which is roughly around 130% of FTP if you're using erg mode. And you're going to hold it for that 1 minute. These ones you can be a little more patient easing into it for you don't necessarily have to stand up unless you want to get it up to speed, and ease into it because the back 20 seconds or so you really have to stay focused because you're holding pretty high power over that full minute, and then you get your 3 minutes rest after. All right, in gear.
Ready.
60 seconds at your 4-minute power. 3, 2, 1, go. And she's off. So she stays seated. She's kind of building into it slightly more gradually. She's got to hold it for longer. These are great intervals to practice that visualization, staying focused, put yourself in a past race experience, or maybe you have a future goal race this coming season that you really want to start visualizing, and you know a specific climb or a point you're going to attack or something. This is a good time to do it. So we're halfway through at 30 seconds. It's going to start to kind of catch up to her here. The last 20-25 seconds is where you really stay focused. And she's a trooper because we don't have a fan going on her here. Definitely want the fans. Almost there. We got 15 seconds. She's staying focused. She's changing her hand positions just a bit. 10 more seconds. Finishing strong. 3, 2, 1, and done. Hit that lap button and sit up, soft pedal, shift, or just stay in that same gear and pedal real easily for about 3 minutes. So you get some really long recoveries with these 1-minute ones, but trust me, you'll need it because they get tough, especially in that back half of each of the minutes. So she would, if she was doing the full workout, do another 2, 3, or 4, depending on which session she's in. And this way she will have hit now a full minute at her 1-minute power with the 15 seconds, 4 by 15 seconds. Full 2 minutes at her 2-minute power if she was doing 4 times 2 minutes, or 4 times 30 seconds at 2-minute power, and a full 4 minutes if she was doing 4 times a minute at her 4-minute power. So it all starts to accumulate, add up. It's a real high quality workout. It requires quite a bit of focus, but it's also fun because you're changing what you're doing fairly frequently and going through. All right, so that's the anaerobic power intervals, the second to last piece of the chain here. We'll leave you with that. Good luck. Have fun.